Happy December, folks. Caleb Ragnar here at Pete's RV in South Windsor, Connecticut. Today we're going to be doing a quick tutorial on the Nautilus system by B&B. Alright, just going over a quick top to bottom right here. Just want to point out this little red light right here. This is going to illuminate and represent when your water pump is in the on function. So depending on which display system you're looking at here, you're going to have the water pump switch. It may be located over to the left, right, top, or bottom. In this instance, in that top right corner. Switching that's going to allow you to turn on that water pump and begin to execute a certain amount of these features listed here on your little diagram. We do have the outdoor shower hookup, which once you do have that hot water heater on, you're going to be able to utilize the hot water out at this shower as well as all the other sources on your camper. Coax connections right here on the left for your cable TV and satellite. And then we're going to have these 4 colored knobs right here, which depending on which setting we have it here on the diagram is going to allow us to distribute that water or pump water into our camper. Now the first one I'm going to go over is this one on the bottom left, power fill tank. This is how we are going to fill up our fresh water tank. By hooking up to our city water connection right here, now this is going to be the only source for water to be put into the camper or pumped into the camper. Not to be confused with our black tank flush right here. This has nothing to do with having water going into any of our city water lines or tanks, just for that black tank flush. So from this setting, power fill tank, you'll be able to hook up your hose either at the house or at the campground before heading out to fill up your actual fresh water tank. Now the ways you're going to be able to know this tank is full is either by looking at the readings on your application through the tablet or your phone, or you'll be able to observe underneath the camper, the overflow hoses will start to have water exiting them, which can assure you that your tank is at full capacity. Now once we have that tank filled up, from there we can switch our dials to this top one right here for dry camping. From there, via the water pump, we will be able to then utilize and pump from our freshwater tank and use it when we're out dry camping. Next setting over is going to be for city water. So this is when we are at the campground. We're going to change those dials to reflect what is there on that center, and then hooking up our hose either at the house or at the campground to use our regular city water fixtures. No water pump needed on that one. Now these other 2 settings right here are going to be for winterizing the camper. Now it does say to please make sure you read your owner's manual for proper winterization technique. Depending on which unit you have, there may be a couple things you have to do extra, especially if you have one of these systems right here to be able to pump water in through that freshwater hookup or into the ice maker. Little hint, most of those refrigerators inside are going to have a QR code on the inside of that freezer door, giving you a tutorial video on exactly how to properly winterize that ice maker. Now, again, reflecting here, winterize. From here, you'll be able to insert a smaller hose and put it right inside your container of antifreeze and then pump that into the system. Obviously, again, making sure, read that manual. There'll be a couple steps you have to do, like removing your water filter, emptying all those low point drains, and making sure that we don't have any water still sitting in those lines before we end up hitting that water pump. Last setting here is going to be for sanitize. Now this is also running via the water pump and will allow us to pump sanitizer, or if you really wanted to, water into our fresh water tank. Again, we'll have a separate hose with that port, the end of it, leading into our sanitizing solution or into a clean body of water that you would like to pump into your system, for you to be able to utilize that sanitized setting on your Nautilus system here. And that's just a quick run over of that water system. Feel free to leave any additional questions in the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to make an even more detailed video if needed. But again, Caleb over at Pete's RV in South Windsor, Connecticut. Hope you all have a great December ahead, and we'll see you in the 2024 campus.